All right, con is starting literally right now. People are starting to walk in. And look at this beautiful booth. We got some games here, cards, some cheap stuff here. We have more cards. We got Justin grinding, getting some stuff listed. Kirsten's grinding. We got some goodies here. We're rocking and rolling, and people are coming in. There's some of our nicer stuff back there too, and then we got more stuff over there. So I'll check in with you all in a little bit. I expect that we're gonna be busy for the next hour. Hopefully this goes well. It's our first time we've ever vended. I don't know what to expect. I hope people show up. A little nervous, but let's get into it and let's see what kind of cool stuff we sell. Okay, so day one is coming to an end, but I did just hear of a crazy deal that's about to happen. Let's go check this out. We got Kevin. You're waving someone down.
Waving the wife down.
Are you buying something expensive?
I think it's pretty expensive. It won't seem like it watching this, but I'm relatively cheap, so
okay.
I haven't bought anything today besides this.
With this money, could you buy a car?
Yes.
We got Ben over here. I heard there's like a $50 deal going on, something like that.
$50 stretched over like 350 installments.
Yeah, okay. All right, what is it?
Going for the complete NES collection. Mr. Bizzle here had one of the best ones.
I do recognize this one.
Heard of this one?
Is that good? Do people like this? Is this
High score? Did I break it?
Is it desirable?
I'm gonna go.
I would say yeah.
I think you can get it for like $5, right? And Nintendo, Brandon?
Right off AliExpress.
Ben was nice enough to let me do some installment plans on this.
Okay.
And I got that money from you.
Yep.
Because I sold you a collection. So it's kind of a
full circle moment.
Circle of life in the community.
Yes.
Yeah. People helping.
We're recycling the money.
We are.
We're washing it. Is that the correct term?
So you two businessmen actually got the money, and then I just get a game. You know?
Yeah.
Probably wasn't the smartest decision, but
I think it works.
I think if we look back at this video 5 or 10 years from now, I think you'll be the smart one.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But this is going in the collection.
Do you want to give like a rough number or any kind of number or?
It wasn't that.
But the number that I was really trying to achieve was like 20,000, and I would say that we got reasonably comfortable close to that number.
And then I just wanted Ben just to kind of give the history before it goes into my basement forever.
Yeah, sure. It's crazy. It's not a purchase you see really ever.
No, I mean, like, I do see them come out here and there. Like, we went to Midwest Gaming Classic a couple months ago, and like there was another gentleman who had one there.
Yep.
But it's like fits and spurts. Like, yeah, there were 2 in the building at that time, but before then, for the last 10 years, like, I've only seen it online once. I never had it like physically in my hands or in my presence. Yeah, so I mean, it is a very special thing. I had 767 of the licensed 768. This is the only one that I did not own, and so congratulations to you for being that much better of a person than I am.
The story on it was what?
The story on this is that like Joey Mispagel from Game Euphoria knows another gentleman named Matt. Matt owns a game store that's kind of adjacent to Washington.
Yep.
Matt's an interesting character too. He knew that Matt had this, and he made Matt a deal and gave him X amount of dollars and then quite a bit of trade, and then got this. And then Joey felt that we deal with a lot of high-end stuff, and so like we might have an easier time converting it. And so we've been like schlepping this around and just trying to like find the right person. You can obviously tell that it came from like the St. Louis area just because of the Shop and Save sticker, which I hope that is going to stay, because like, I think it's amazing.
I like the fact that it was a rental, that somebody took it home and probably was disappointed.
It lived a life.
Probably disappointed, yeah.
Plus, I got to possess something that like I was after for a long time myself.
Yeah.
And then now we get to pass it on to you.
A lot of collectors dream of owning this.
100%.
And you put it in a really nice box.
Yes, I think it'll display wonderfully.
Awesome. Well, congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are back from Casey Retro, and I think we are going to kind of give like our unfiltered opinion of how we think it went, things that they can improve. And honestly, I don't think we're going to say anything that we wouldn't say to the people that do plan it. We are friends with them. One of them comes in every week, and the other one we see pretty regularly as well. So shout out to the guys that planned it. but I think we obviously know that it could be better in the future. We also learned a lot with this being our first con. We went in with a plan of how we were gonna lay it out. We were gonna use the Atlantic bookcases, which you cannot buy anymore. If you know of a good replacement or anywhere we can actually get them, please let me know, because we like them, we use them a lot. The goal was to take the store and build a video game store in the con. We didn't want to just set up a table with bins on them for people to dig through. We wanted to set up our own store, and so like that's why we used the bookcases. How did load in with the Atlantic bookcases go?
It was interesting. If you don't know what an Atlantic bookshelf is, they're not really meant to be moved once they're built. They're a little finicky, so
We broke 3.
yes, but they're all back together now.
The way they broke, we're still able to use them, but they are so poorly made and they are not cheap. Like a Billy bookcase, that's like the IKEA iconic bookcase, $70. These are like $150, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And the Billy bookcases are made so much better. Literally, you just tilt it just enough and it'll just snap in half. So we lost 3, but we were able to fix them, but I do not trust the structural integrity of them.
Nope.
At all. So would not recommend that. We filled up the Zion cases. The Zion cases were great.
Yeah.
We loved, everyone commented on how nice they looked.
Yep.
They looked great. They worked well. We put games in there, but we didn't leave stuff to put behind us, which is kind of what's going to draw people in. They're going to see stuff on the shelves. We didn't plan to put the expensive items in there because we put the expensive items in the Zions.
Yeah.
And so then we were basically just filling up the Billy bookcases with whatever else we had.
Yeah.
I think setup went pretty well. We brought our new card displays. We have them on casters now because I don't even know if I would say they're hard to move.
They are.
If it's fully set up, you cannot move it
Then they'll just like the bottom ones will fall off them.
and fall and break. And so, and we spend a pretty penny on them. So we do not want that. And if there's things in them, then what's in them is also expensive because they're locked up.
Yeah.
I do think we will still bring them to cons, at least one. Filling them with cards and Pokemon games is pretty much what we did, and people really liked that. And honestly, on the unfiltered side of the con, I don't know that we would have much in the way of sales day 2 if we didn't have cards. Day 1 was pretty much all video games, but day 2 was pretty much all cards. Besides that, I think load-in, went pretty well. I think the spot we got was like right in the path of where people would drive their vehicle. So I would say maybe if someone's gonna need that much space, don't put them in the line of where the vehicles are coming in and out. But we ended up making it work. Being brutally honest, I think the original intent behind the video was that we were gonna show the craziness of the first hour, but there wasn't really craziness in the first hour. It opened at 10. Didn't really have a big line of people coming in. Throughout the day, there were still a lot of people that did come through, but I think we were expecting for more in that like first hour for sure.
Yeah, that's because there's not an early bird for this one. It's kind of like everyone's coming at the same time. When it hit 10 o'clock, we turned around and we're kind of like, we're expecting a little more.
Yeah, I was expecting maybe a couple hundred people to come in.
It didn't look that much different from like 9:30.
I think sales went well. We had one employee that could work, and then another one ended up being available, but originally we were only going to have the one, so he ended up bringing a friend to help. I don't think we needed 3 people. I think 3 was too much.
Yeah.
I think the con itself, the biggest issue day 1 wasn't necessarily running it. It was more parking was not good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that because everyone else was saying it. Parking was bad. For us, it was $32 per vehicle. So it's $32 for me, $32 for you. I think Ben parked a couple blocks away, and it being like 15
I
or
think it was
something.
like 20.
20.
It was in between.
And then I know it sounds like there were some issues with tickets. From my understanding, because of the venue they chose, they are required to use Ticketmaster. I don't think I have to say this, but
Nope.
Ticketmaster is synonymous with a horrible experience for everyone involved. It was a bad experience for people that were buying because of the new venue, new location, all of this. They also had to raise the price, which I think as cons grow, they typically are going to raise the price, and they should. We have been to cons that are so much more expensive. I think it's Midwest. I love Midwest. It's probably one of my favorites we go to. I think it's like $100 for like early bird or something like that.
Yeah.
This is 25 period, I think. So reasonable, but with the parking situation, it was bad. Ticketmaster sucks, and it sounds like you weren't able to get tickets at the door.
Yeah.
Which
can cause issues.
I think tickets and parking were probably its biggest downfall. Something that I hadn't really thought about, but I think it's mostly because I knew about the con. We were going to the con. Is it didn't sound like a lot of people even knew the con was happening. So it sounds like marketing could be better. Besides that, I think day one went pretty good. And then day two, in my opinion, felt a lot rougher. Both of us were sick. Energy was very low. It was hard for us to go shop, which we usually spend quite a bit at a convention. I think we ended up spending like $10,000, but I think we could have spent a little bit more had we not been sick.
Yeah.
Getting everything prepped, set up, being at the convention the whole time it was basically there really run us down, and so we weren't able to buy as much as we wanted to. The turnout just did not exist. The whole day was pretty rough. People loaded out pretty early. I think like 4, and I think it went to 6 or something.
Yeah.
So day two, a lot slower, a lot less people. People can set up their convention however they want, but I do think you should have a discounted ticket entry on day two.
Yeah.
You're getting half the experience. You will theoretically have less inventory to even shop.
Yeah.
Games you're looking for, cards you're looking for. I think they should discount the price. I also think they should do early bird. Let people buy the early bird, let them come and shop. For some people, it's not even necessarily about getting the deals sooner, things like that. Some people just want like a quieter experience. Let them do early bird, because then they're paying extra to come in early because they don't want to come into a crowded event, and then they can leave once it gets crowded. That money only helps improve it in the future. Doing a better job of getting more card vendors at the con would be good. I know a lot of video game people don't like cards. They don't care about Pokemon cards. However, I would say it's very adjacent to video game collecting or playing or whatever. And you're just tapping into another market of more people to come to the con to buy. Because if you don't keep your vendors happy, they won't come back, and then you won't have vendors. So get more card vendors. Art vendors, you guys can choose however many you want. We did buy cookies at, was that Midwest or
Midwest,
Siege?
yeah,
Siege, there was
cookies
like
and
an older
brownies.
lady that was selling cookies. She had great cookies. So
Yeah.
maybe get a cookie vendor. A lot of people are going to cross-pollinate and buy cards, even though they came for video games, and vice versa. Most of our trade-ins were cards.
Yeah, and I saw multiple people walking around with like Zion cases. For those that don't know, it's like that's what
The card briefcase.
some serious card collectors take their cards to sell at conventions in these briefcases. And I saw a lot of people walking around with those. And when there's only 2 card vendors at a show, I mean, they went to that one and probably came to us. And
Yeah, there just wasn't a lot of cards for them to look at,
yeah,
buy, trade,
yeah.
etc. I think something that you mentioned before we started the video was also like the accessibility to the other stuff.
So the venue was actually kind of unique compared to other venues that we've been to for other conventions. So a lot of the times these larger conventions, the arcade is completely away from the vending hall. When you have the space to use it, that's not bad. So at KC Retro, they had the Tetris tournament going on upstairs, but there was just a railing. It was open, so you could hear all the people cheering during the final specifically, but there was just a lot of accessibility with that. When you're just on the floor shopping, it's kind of like, it feels more engaging.
You could still see some of it.
Yeah, you could see the screen actually, and you could see the people that were like shoutcasting and streaming it. But also there were pinball machines. There was the arcade that was extremely accessible just from the shopping floor. You could maybe take
There were arcades, 10 feet from our booth?
10 feet from us. Yeah, you could go play a couple games and then get right back to shopping. You don't have to go find in a different room and hope you're going the right direction.
Yeah, a lot of times the cons that we go to, because we are so focused on buying, like we don't even see the arcades.
Yeah.
So like, again, I don't have anything against Midwest, but Midwest, it's in a totally different room. So if you don't go into that room, you never see it.
Yeah.
It's a huge room. Definitely go see it if you go to Midwest. I think that was something that they did really well, is like the entertainment aspect of it was really good. The layout, I think, of the main floor was also really good. Like I never felt crowded, but that could change if there were more people.
Yeah.
So
it's nothing that they could have done differently because it's just how the building was built. The main center was the focus and that the outside was just kind of there.
yeah, as soon as you walk in, and I don't know, there may be a con planning reason for this. As soon as you walk in, it's the artist. Like
That was the first booth, yeah. It was
the first row is all artists. In my opinion, and I know you got to keep your artists happy, but this is a video game convention. I don't know why the entire middle wasn't just video game vendors and the outside is your artists. In my opinion, that's how I would set it up. But
yeah.
I don't plan this. I don't want to plan this. I do not want to own a con. I don't want to be part of planning a con. I will give my opinions and you guys can throw them in the trash if you want. We're hoping that they take the feedback from us and the emails. Also, you guys sent out a survey asking for opinions on the con, but it's not anonymous. If you don't get anonymous feedback, you're not going to get real feedback. We will give you our real feedback because we care about KC Retro and the con and the people running it. But if you don't allow for anonymous feedback, you're not going to get real feedback. Next year, set up an anonymous email or a form or something that people can just fill out that doesn't require an email. We're hoping next year goes better. Our first selling experience, I think, was okay.
Yeah.
I was definitely hoping for more sales. We basically sold about as much as we would sell in a normal weekend in the store. And we took a lot out of the store.
Yeah,
I do think foot traffic in the store was definitely less.
Yeah.
So that is fine. Well, we'll see you guys next year.